Hey guys, what's up? Jamie Atkinson here, and I wanted to do this quick video. Sorry about the slight reflection here on the blue light blocking glasses. And I wanted to tell you about some of the big changes that are happening inside of the Podcast Profit Lab. I've been so excited since May 2019 running this program. It's been great. We've been helping people launch top charted podcasts, helping people understand how to actually be profitable with their podcasts and how to make money at the same time. And since then, it's been really exciting. Just in the last 12 months alone, we crossed over nearly 200 different members launching inside of the Podcast Profit Lab. We've had over 250 people come through our program since its inception. And in the last 12 months, we've helped people generate nearly $6 million worth of sales. Now, that's not a small number. That's a large amount of money. And I never had any concept that this many people would be able to find this much success when I first got started inside of this program. But what we noticed is since going through this program, since people have come through this process, there's been new changes, there's been things that have been developing in the podcasting world that in 2021, people need to know about. And that's why, I decided this year that I was gonna start doing the Podcast Profit Lab slightly differently. And for the first time ever, I'm actually going to be fully involved in the coaching of the Podcast Profit Lab. Now, if you're here watching this video right now, I'm actually going to send you another email. Check your email inbox in just a second. And I want to tell you about how you can get involved in this round of the Podcast Profit Lab. If you're in the position of having an existing podcast but you're not making any money, if you've already launched a podcast but it's not as successful as you want, or if you want to start your own podcast for the very first time, there's never been a greater time to be leveraging audio inside of your business. And there are no programs out there that show you how to make money with your podcast in the first 30 days, in the first 60 days, in the first 90 days. And what we've found time and time again is that when you go out with the intention of growing your business with your podcast, you stay in podcasting for the long game. In fact, we have over 91% of our students who, having come through the Podcast Profit Lab process, are still podcasting today. Whereas a lot of other people, they start and 5-6 weeks later, 6 or 7 episodes in, they actually quit podcasting altogether because it's not driving their business forward. So excited to announce this brand new change to the Podcast Profit Lab. And for the first time ever since its inception, all the way back in the beta of the Podcast Profit Lab, I'm actually going to be giving away full coaching alongside of the Podcast Profit Lab, which I'm going to be personally doing. Now, in previous rounds, the coaching has been run by our Podcast Profit Lab coaches and other members of our team, but I'm actually going to be coaching you guys one-to-one through this entire process of how to go and launch a successful podcast and how to use that podcast to grow and monetize your business. So if that sounds exciting, I'm excited just as much as you guys are. I want to help you through this process, and for the first time ever since we launched this program all the way back in May 2019, I'm going to be doing the live coaching with you guys. Now, if you don't know what that looks like, we actually do live coaching on a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday throughout the entire 4 weeks of the Podcast Profit Lab. So you guys are going to get a week of pre-training. We're going to have 4 weeks of live coaching, and then I do an extra special last coaching session on our last week of the Podcast Profit Lab to help you guys get ready to taking that next step. But overall, I can't tell you how excited I am to get back in the coaching seat, to be guiding you guys step by step through this process, because there's so much that I've learned in the last year that now I can use to help people understand how to grow their podcast even more, how to monetize their podcast even more, and how to take their business from idea to their first 6 figures and then even up to 7 figures and beyond. We've actually had multiple people hit the 7-figure mark now coming through our podcast process, which is really, really exciting. And I can't tell you how many people have done their first 6 figures in this program. So many people seem to have been having incredible success with it. So if you want to learn more about joining the Podcast Profit Lab, again, jump into your email, check that email that I just sent you right now, because I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how the process works. It's actually starting on January the 18th. And if you're not quite yet ready to jump into the full Podcast Profit Lab coaching experience, then all you need to do is go down to the description below. I've got a free 5-day pop-up podcast. It's actually going to tell you guys a lot of the details and a lot of the secrets about how we use podcasting and podcast closing and pop-up podcasts to monetize shows really, really effectively. It's a free download, and I'd love for you guys to check it out. So check out your email. I'd love to get in contact with you guys and learn more about how you can join this next round of the Podcast Profit Lab. Super excited to be announcing that I'm going to be doing all of the live coaching for this round, and I hope you guys are excited as I am, and I would love to see you in this next round.